Not the best line, but whatever. What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to WWE RAW Review, the show from April 15, 2019. They were in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Michael Cole, Corey Grace, and Renee Young are your commentators. And this was the Raw portion of the WWE Superstar Shakeup. Basically, the whole thing is that, anyone from SmackDown, NXT, NXT UK, or 205 Live will be moving to Raw. And we'll get to all that as we go through the show. So that being said, let's get right to it. The show opened up with, well, here's the thing, folks. I didn't watch the beginning of it. I was missing the beginning of Raw. And by the way, I got me a Raw cap here. It's not a WWE RAW cap. It's just a Raw cap of, what pertains to having some natural rolling papers, which I don't do, by the way. I don't do weed. It's just not me. But I do smell it every time I go go to other places. Anyways, but yeah, this is a Raw cap for the Raw review. But anyways, so I didn't watch the beginning of the show of Raw. I kind of missed it. So as soon as I got into the show, Stephanie McMahon came out, and I'm glad I missed that part. But then Shane McMahon came out, and I don't know what they were saying. I remember something that Stephanie McMahon was saying something about the fans change and used to Kurt Angle, and Stephanie was reminding the crowds that Kurt Angle had his last match and everything. And I see myself shut the fuck up, Stephanie. You're not funny. So they opened up the show. I can care less. Not because of Shane, but because of Stephanie. The Miz came out. So the Miz moving from SmackDown to Raw, back to Monday Night Raw after being gone for a year, and his wife too, because since SmackDown's going to Fox, and it's no longer going to be on USA Network, which is going to be this coming September. Miz is doing his reality show called Miz and Miz. Wait, Miz and Mrs. meant to say, the reality show that was on USA Network, and it airs every time after SmackDown and everything. And I think to myself, maybe it's going to change now because Miz is going to be going to Raw now. Once we get around that time. But yeah, Miz is on Raw because Raw is going to be sticking with USA Network. And yeah, so Miz came out. He goes right to Shane McMahon. And Shane McMahon fights back. Miz fights him back with a steel chair. And Miz is holding up the steel chair. And he was bleeding, by the way. Miz was bleeding, which I'm assuming the Miz may have gotten fined because of that. Because this Miz man, he's bleeding. I'm gonna fine him. $1,000, $500,000. Yeah, whatever. Okay. So we got Miz so far. Then we get to a tag team match. Well, not just a regular tag team match. We have an 8-man tag team match. You have Ricochet, Aleister Black, the Raw Tag Team Champions, Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. They go up against Scott Dawson and Zack Ryder of the Revival. And a tag team partner. They didn't know who it was yet until they came out. And the music hits. And it was a very familiar theme music I heard. I see myself, oh my god. It's the War Raiders. And all of a sudden I look at the Tubbatron, and I'm reading the Tubbatron, it says the Viking Experience. What? And then all of a sudden we get to the graphics of the names of them. And WWE took away War Raiders' names. Now here's the thing. I heard some reports, which is true, that there was some travel issues with some superstars that couldn't make it to Raw because certain wrestlers from Raw was supposed to be making their way to Raw, but unfortunately they couldn't get there. And as far as Samoa Joe, he just got ill. He wasn't feeling well, which is why he couldn't show up on there. So basically Samoa Joe was one of those guys who was going to be there too, but he got sick. But there's some of those that couldn't make it either. And I think to myself, maybe the War Raiders were the ones that that would move, that were the last minute for them to be moving to Raw. which is too soon for them because they are the NXT Tag Team Champions. All it would make sense for them to but at the same time, look what happened with Kevin Owens when he was NXT champion, and then he started going places like Raw, and then NXT, feuding with Samoa Joe on NXT, feuding with Finn Balor on NXT, and then feuding with Sami Zayn on NXT, and then feuding with John Cena on Monday Night Raw and everything. So yeah, basically it's like the Kevin Owens vibe there, and the War Raiders are getting this too, but they're not called the War Raiders. They're called the Viking Experience. And I see myself, what? Basically, the reaction I got when they changed the names of the team, it was almost the reaction that I was doing with Rob not I was gonna say Robert E. I meant to say Johnny Bravo screwing Brian Cage in that tag team match. That mixed tag team match that Brian Cage and Jordan Grace had with Johnny Impact and Ty Valkyrie from Impact Wrestling. It was kind of that reaction. Sorry, folks. So as I was saying, the reaction that when I saw the name changing happening was the same reaction that I did with Johnny E. Bravo screwing Brian Cage for Johnny Impact to get that win over Brian Cage in that mixed tag team match that they had on Impact Wrestling. It was kind of like that one, except I calmed myself down a little bit after that because it's WWE. WWE is always doing something this stupid. So not only they changed the names of the War Raiders and called them the Viking Experience, but when I heard that Mike Rowan, who was the ring announcer for Raw, calls Hanson by Ivar or Ivar, whichever it was, and then Rowe being called Eric, and now not spelled Aric, it's spelled, I mean not a what am I getting? I meant to say ER. Not spelled by ERIC, but ERCK, which I knew that was going to do that because that's just called again a regular spelling name of Eric. Just go put a K for instead of C. So I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, they changed. I was like going crazy, going nuts in this. I'm like, they changed the not only they changed the tag, they changed the names to Viking Experience, and then also when I heard the names being announced, and I said, so they changed their names too. Like, what the fuck is going on here? I was just, that was almost like that. I was losing my mind, and I'm like, what? What the fuck, man? And we'll get to more of the name changes of the Viking Experience, because I apologize for not being able to do it in the right time of this review, so I apologize for that. But so the match happens, and the Viking Experience beats Hawkins and Ryder. Basically they took the pinfall in the match. Because again, it's a fatal four. Not fatal four. It's a 4-way, 8-man match. I just say, 8-man tag team match. So I was okay with that, but I was not okay with the name changing. And there was reports, obviously, who's in charge, who made that changing on the name. Of course, it was Vince McMahon. And basically with the tag team names, and then you got Raw Dogg, Jesse James trying to defend that bullshit. With him trying to defend it, it just goes south from there. For example, Raw Dogg at one point said, wins and losses don't matter. And then he goes to say, by defending this on this nonsense, saying names don't matter. Out of touch. Just like Vince is. Both of them are out of touch. In fact, this company itself, overall, is out of touch. Cedric Alexander from 205 Live goes to Raw for the Superstar Shakeup and everything. And yeah, Cedric Alexander, he's done. He ain't gonna get pushed. That is a damn wrong move to make for Cedric Alexander. He should have went to SmackDown. But instead, he got him on Raw, and now he's done. He ain't gonna be treated like he was on 205 Live. So, there you go. So then we get Finn Bálor coming out to face someone from SmackDown for his whole Superstar Shakeup. And it's Andrade Cien Almas with Selena Vega. And Selena Vega starts cutting her promo. And I didn't care about the introduction because they already did the introduction. Basically, Mike Rowan, the ring announcer, did the introduction already. But basically, talk about Andrade Cien Almas has a second language, And like, I don't care. I just want to see the match already. Come on, can we just get to the match already? And finally, we get to the match. And we get Finn Bálor versus Andrade Cien Almas, non-title match. So they got a ringside for Andrade Cien Almas. Match happens, and the match was pretty good. So got obviously got involved, like she always does. So just like on NXT, that she having get involved every time in Andrade Cien Almas matches to to help him win, and he gets the win with the Hammerlock DDT, which I call it La Sombra, which is his original name from the Indies when he was wearing a luchador mask. And yeah, Andrade Cien Almas gets the win, which is good. That was good. He got the number of Finn Bálor, who's the Intercontinental Champion, and yeah, by the same time, Finn Bálor is supposed to be Intercontinental Champion, and he shouldn't be losing, in my opinion. But it's whatever. I guess But we'll get to that later on too, by the way, folks. What pertains to what happened, another champions who lost as well. As far as Hawkins and Ryder, that's okay. That's okay because it was a 8-man tag team match. It's not like it was a regular tag team match. But again, I'll get to more of that later. Elias comes out. He does this whole shtick of who wants to walk with Elias. Talks about John Cena. Talks about The Undertaker. And talks about how how WWE stands for. And then the crowds go for a walk. Says walk with Elias and all that. And then Elias goes to turn on the fans by saying that the Canadians weren't good enough to make it to the playoffs. And he got massive boos. The boos got even louder every time he tried to talk and everything. So he's trying to perform. Because he's trying to let everyone know this is the last time that he could be on Raw, right? So sure enough, he's screaming to perform. But he didn't get a chance to because, not because of the fans kept booing him, but because we get someone from SmackDown coming to Raw, Rey Mysterio Jr. So Mysterio goes after Elias. Elias hightails out there after the fight, which it didn't last that long. And Mysterio is standing on ropes. I think he's standing on ropes. I'm assuming celebrating everything. He's on Raw and everything. And then we get the Freak, Lars Sullivan, coming out to attack Rey Mysterio Jr. Mysterio just fights him off. From the beginning. But then at the end of the day, Lars Sullivan with a freak accident and gets him the running powerbomb. Or should I say a running sit-out powerbomb. So I'm assuming that's going to be his new finishing move now. He's going to do the the freak accident, which is the a Uranagi type of slam move. It is. It is. Slam move it is. But anyways, yeah, I'm assuming that's going to be his finishing move now. The running sit-out powerbomb. Or again, he's going to sell the freak accident as the signature move, and then he's going to go finishing move as the the range to that powerbomb. So that I'm assuming that's what's going to be. But yeah, Lars Sullivan, he attacked Rey Mysterio Jr. But that didn't mean that he was on Raw though. We'll get to that when we do the review for SmackDown, which is kind of a spoiler right there that Lars Sullivan it's on SmackDown, but you guys already know that anyways because you already seen the show. I'm assuming you already seen the show, or maybe you've seen the results. Who knows if you've seen the show or not? Who cares about watching WWE shows on the main side of it, anyways? Bobby Roode and Chad Gable in the ring. They were kind of promo about not being on their game, and as they're kind of promo, all of a sudden the graphic shows the name of the Usos, and I say to myself, you fucking idiots, you fucking spoiled it for the viewers at home. So sure enough, the Usos came out, and right there, I like, you fucking idiot. You ruined it for me. Now, if that would never happen, if that botch would never happen by Kevin Dunn, that fucking idiot working on the production truck, I probably wouldn't even know if it was going to be Usos. It could have been another tag team. Who knows? Maybe but I'll never know because they botched it. But the Usos came out, but hey, you got a good reaction from the crowd. So, for those that didn't see. For those who didn't watch the Titantron, by the way, but I'm pretty sure on the Titantron, it probably would have said Usos on there too, but who knows. But as far as the match was, it was decent. The Usos won. There you go. Which is right. They should be winning because they made their debut. But at the same time, Rey Mysterio Jr. makes his debut back on Raw, and he gets attacked by Lars Sullivan after beating up whatever. we get a moment of bliss, and this is one of those times, folks, that I don't watch the segment, but I did anyways because it involves Sami Zayn, and I knew what WWE was going to do with this one. So, Alexa Bliss comes out. She said this could be her last night on Raw, and she introduces Sami Zayn, and by the way, which by the way it wasn't. Alexa Bliss is still on Raw, by the way. So Sami Zayn comes out. He gets a huge ovation in Canada because he's from Canada, from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And they're playing his music, and the crowds are going to sing along the and then he goes to sit down, and they play the music again, and everyone, and you know how the theme music of Sami Zayn goes also, the introduction, let's go. I forgot to mention that too, by the way, because the fans did that too, by the way. Let's go, and then the music, and then Sami Zayn is dancing. He's at this point, Sami Zayn, doing his dancing, his awkward dancing that he always does, and then the crowd's going again, and he goes sit down again. Elizabeth's royal ovation, and then the third time, they play the music again, and Sami Zayn start going crazy again, dancing, and then the crowd's doing the sing along. They're doing the let's go, and then the sing along again, or the that. So Sami Zayn, he starts doing this. From the crowds, he's basically speaking in French because Canadians also speak French. And then he starts saying, watch this. Ole, 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 ole. He starts going down the rampway at ringside. He didn't go in the ring, but he went at ringside. And the crowds are going, ole, 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 ole. Ole, ole. Ole, 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 ole. Ole, ole. Everyone's going nuts. The crowd's going nuts. Sami Zayn was going nuts with his dancing and everything. Alexa Bliss was ecstatic. And I forgot to mention this too, by the way, folks. When Sami Zayn got this reaction, and Corey Graves on commentary was telling Renee Young, because Renee Young is also from Canada, saying that Corey Graves was saying to Renee Young that Sami Zayn is getting more love than you are, Renee Young, and then Renee Young basically told Corey Graves, "Shut up." So, with that out of the way, I'm saying to myself, okay, this is awesome, man. This is awesome. And I'm saying to myself, but when's it gonna turn? So Sami Zayn is saying, he loves his place and everything, right? He loves the city. He loves the fresh air and everything. He loves it and everything. He loves it in Canada. It's the people that he hates. And I'm saying to myself, there it is. And now here's the thing. I didn't want that to happen, because this is WWE's cheap heat type of thing when it pertains to wrestlers, their hometowns. They go to their hometown and they get this babyface reaction, just for the heels to cut a heel promo to the hometown here, to hometown fans, basically, whatever. Stupid. I always thought that was stupid. It was dumb when they did it. When I don't remember when they first started doing it, but it was dumb when they did it, and it's still dumb to this day. So of course WWE was gonna have Sami Zayn do this. They did it with Alexa Bliss. They did it with Kim Owens. They did it with who else can I say? CM Punk was one of them. I can't think of anyone else in WWE that's also did it too, but the point is, folks, they've done this before with with others, and it's cheap. It's cheap heat. It shouldn't be used like that. But WWE does this anyways, because they're out of touch. So Sami Zayn is like, he didn't want to come out there. He didn't want to do the show. He's like, no offense to Alexa Bliss. And Alexa Bliss was like, how rude and everything. And then Sami Zayn was basically saying he's sick of these people and everything. You know, that he's sick of it. You know, he's talking about these fans. You know, are critics and everything. Yeah, because only in wrestling fans are critics. Because in movies, people are not critics. In NBAs, they're not critics. In NFL, they're not critics. Even in music, what pertains to Justin Bieber, Jay-Z, Michael Jackson, Prince, Whitney Houston, Amy Winehouse, you name it. Lady Gaga, Britney Spears, Beyonce, Evanescence, Creed, Metallica. You name them all. You name them all. People are not critics for that one too. But only in wrestling, people are critics, right? Only in wrestling, people will complain. No, everyone complain about other things too. It's not just fucking wrestling. It's not just in WWE either. Everyone's a critic. But for those people that are critics, they give their opinions about what they don't like and what they do like. So, Alexa Bliss response to Sami Zayn about this. The people are the problem with WWE. No, you're the problem, basically. And I say to myself, Alexa Bliss is a face now? Like, what? This was weird too, by the way, folks. So Alexa Bliss is a face, a baby face now because of this. And I say to myself, wait a minute, but you're the same Alexa Bliss who crap on your city, hometown. WWE, you're garbage. And yet people defend WWE stupidities. Fans out there will defend WWE stupidity. Just because they want to. Because they're sheeps. So Sami Zayn basically cuts off Alexa Bliss from there. And he's like, he chose to move out of Canada just to go to Orlando, Florida. The sunny Orlando, Florida. And the crowd was like, nah. Hey, goodbye and everything. And then Sami Zayn was like, well, yeah, see you all in hell. And walks off. Now, here's the thing. I thought this was entertaining. Sami Zayn, doing the ovation with the doing the dancing with the crowd doing the ovation and everything. A big reaction, all that. I thought that was good. And then the whole thing with crapping on the fans and like, yep, there it is, right there. And then it started going down. It started going down from hill from there. So in a way, it was half good and half bad. So there you go. But Sami Zayn, he's on Raw, by the way, folks. So there you go. The Iconics, who are the women's tag team champions, they go up against Bayley, and Bayley they show obviously exclusively on WWE.com, which you can watch on YouTube as well. But still, that Bayley's trying to reach Sasha Banks, but she's not answering. Icons comes up and makes fun of her. Bayley says she'll find a partner for to face the two. So we get Iconics versus Bayley, and coming from SmackDown to the Superstar Shakeup of Raw, Naomi. So the match happens, and Naomi and Bayley gets the win with Naomi pinning Bayley K. I'm saying to myself, wait a minute. Huh? Why did the Icons have to lose? I mean, I would have been fine if they would have lost on SmackDown, which they did, which I'll get that review too. But why did they have to lose on Raw? They're the No, not SmackDown. They're the they're on SmackDown, and they're still on SmackDown, by the way, folks. But they're the women's tag team champions. They're the women's tag team champions in WWE. They just won them, and they're already losing. You could have Bayley took the loss here. Bayley could have taken a loss there. Why Naomi had to win? And based on what they did on SmackDown, yeah, why did Naomi and Bayley have to win? Why did Naomi have to pick up a win over the Iconics? That was so stupid. And it's my opinion. I thought this was bad. This was a bad idea that they did here. The women's tag team champions are already losing. That was so fucking dumb. Again, Bayley could have taken the loss there. But instead, Naomi, you had to give Naomi the win. Because she went from SmackDown to Raw. But meanwhile, Rey Mysterio Jr. beat up on Elias. And he got his ass kicked by Lars Sullivan. So we get EC3 coming out. He's going to have his match. By the way, folks, they give him an entrance. They actually give him an entrance. All they need to do is just change his theme song from the top 1% to the bottom 1% because he's buried. And I'll get to why, too. WWE showed more of a recap of this footage from Bray Wyatt that he's going to make his debut. I mean, he's going to be coming back, I meant to say. With the whole buzzer puppet that that came out of the box. And we'll get to more what they did later on when we get to that. So EC3 comes out. He's issuing a challenge against anyone backstage on Raw, right? We thought someone's gonna be coming from SmackDown, but instead, and by the way, EC3 is on Raw now, and it was Braun Strowman. And yep, he's buried, and he got his ass kicked by Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman kicked his ass, that match never got underway, and then we get to the stage, and then he chokeslammed through the stage, kind of like how Kane chokeslammed Zack Ryder through the stage back in 2012, I believe it was that year. Yeah, EC3, he's buried. He was once called ECB, which is Ethan Carter buried. Now to EC dead. ECD I meant to say, which is Ethan Carter dead. Because he's dead. Yeah. All we need now is a sound effect of Stan saying, "Oh my God, they killed Kenny," except saying Kenny, saying EC3, and then Kyle could say, "You bastards." That's all we need. That's all we need at this point. And then we got Becky 2 belts with Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship. She passes Braun Strowman. She seems impressed and whatever, and whatever. So we get the match between Becky Lynch. Oh, by the way, it was announced that Eric Young with ERIC. Yeah. Eric Young shows up. I mean, he didn't show up, I meant to say. But they announced that he's going to be part of Raw. Which means Sanity is dead. That means Killian Dane is staying on SmackDown. Alexander Wolfe, on the other hand, well, he said goodbye to WWE, which is stupid, by the way, folks, because WWE, by saying goodbye to WWE does not mean that you're leaving WWE. But I'll get to more of that when I get to the full result of the Superstar Shakeup thing. Which will be another video, by the way, folks. So Becky Lynch versus Ruby Riott, and Becky wins. After the match, the Riott Squad gets buried by Becky Lynch. Basically beating them up, and there you go. Yep, Riott Squad is buried too. And I'm assuming that was supposed to be the send-off too. Shia Caruso interviewed Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley. And I noticed that we didn't see Leo Rush there, which is whatever. But they're going to face Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, who's the Universal Champion, and a partner that's going to be going from SmackDown to Raw. The whole Superstar Shakeup thing. We'll get to that later. And then Natalya came out. And then we go commercial break. After the commercial break, Natalya confronts Becky Lynch, saying congratulations on her victory. Congratulations of winning the titles from WrestleMania and blah blah blah. Basically, congratulating her of all her success and everything. So you didn't get the chance to congratulate her on that night of WrestleMania. You had to wait 2 weeks later to congratulate her. WWE is garbage. But Natalya let her know that she want the Raw Women's Championship because she is the best there is, the best there was, and the best ever will be. Taking Bret Hart's lines. Becky Lynch says she knows she got a lot of women looking over her head and everything. Natalya's the same one. And yeah, and then Lacey Evans comes out. She says that Natalya basically said that she admits that Natalya I guess the best is the best one. I don't remember how she said it though, but she says the Women's title couldn't be around on the waist of of a has-been. And she's saying a lady knows how to carry flavor and everything, and basically said that she's officially on Raw. Yeah, so Lacey Evans is now officially on that Raw, and she wants the Raw Women's Championship. And she talked to McMahon, the authority basically, that she said a match set up for her and Natalya, where the winner gets to face Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship in the future. So Natalya accepts it and everything. Well, actually, she has to because the authorities organized the match. So the match about it, Lacey Evans promo, pretty good. She did a good job, good promo. Unlike the last time from Royal Rumble, where she was like, "I am the lady of WWE." That's how she cut the promo back in the Royal Rumble. But here, she was cutting a promo like I never heard a good promo before. Like, that was a good ass promo she cut. And I asked myself, is that why they took all that time for Lacey Evans, for her not to have a match on Raw or SmackDown? That's why they haven't doing all that walking thing to waste time of Lacey Evans' career and everything, because they were giving her promo lessons. Hey, at this point, now I'm kind of glad that's why they did that, because it was approved. It paid off basically in a way. Lacey Evans is kind of a good promo. Better promo than Charlotte Flair, that's all I'll say. And Seth Rollins. I got to throw his name in there too. But yeah, there you go. So as far as the match was, Natalya, she botched her spot when she trying to go over Lacey Evans. With the whole stepping on your opponent, and she botched it. This is why she needs to scrap that, by the way. Because one day she's going to hurt someone with that, and she almost did with Lacey Evans. As far as the match was all Natalya. Lacey Evans did get some offense. Natalya at one point got the sharpshooter. Lacey Evans was fighting against the ropes, but she got pulled away. And I said to myself, oh no, she's going to lose here. And then all of a sudden, she was determined. She was getting to the ropes, and then she gets to the ropes. And then out of nowhere, the woman's right. Bam! And then sets up Natalya, near the corner. Lacey Evans goes to the top rope. And I said to myself, wait a minute, Lacey Evans, what are you doing? What are you doing? So she goes on the second rope, and she pops herself back up onto the top. She got on the second rope. She pops up, turns around on the top rope, and then moonsaults. Like, oh, that was impressive. And she's done it before too, by the way, on NXT. I can't remember when on NXT she did it before. I remember she did that one time before, and she did it here on Raw, and I thought she did pretty good. And she won the match, by the way, which is good. She should be winning. And I think she's going to be the one to beat Becky Lynch, when they start that match. Troy Caruso, outside of the locker room of the men's, we see Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns cutting their boring, oh my god, their unpassionate promos, and oh my god, the monotone and everything, oh my god, like, oh my god, I'm just gonna skip it. We get another video package for Bray Wyatt, where it's a creepy dollhouse with some creepy dolls, and I'll get to that creepy part later, but when I get to it, we get some rocking horsey, whatever it was, stuffed animals, and then we get to the creepy doll, which was a dummy, and it starts laughing, and then we move on to the main event. Oh my god. So we get Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, and Bobby Lashley, and I'm assuming this time Leo Rush was there. I don't remember if he was there or not, but whatever. First is Roman Reigns. Oh my god, his boring entrance. Oh my god, his boring character. Oh my god, I'm bored. And then Seth Rollins comes out, burn it down, and then also we get the surprise from SmackDown coming to Raw, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Awesome. And the crowds loved it. Match happens. I thought it was a decent main event with Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and AJ Styles winning. Basically, AJ Styles picked up the win. I'm assuming he picked up over Bobby Lashley, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was Bobby Lashley. And yeah, so yeah, Styles won for Team Raw. I mean, won for his team. And there you go. That was WWE Raw. There was no NXT debuts other than the War Raiders, which they're the Viking Experience. There was no NXT UK debuts, basically. One person in 205 Live was Cedric Alexander, but the rest was from SmackDown. But yeah, no from NXT UK. No Pete Dunne, thank God. He's still sticking around. No Rhea Ripley, which by the way, thank God too. And on top of that too, because she's also, I heard she's injured. Makes me wonder if she got injured during her match against Piper and Nevin. But I gotta wait and see though. Yeah, there you go. That was WWE Raw. And I thought the show itself was could have been better. It just wasn't that good. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad either, but I just wasn't into it. Talking about wrestling for WWE Raw from April 12th. What is it? Was it April 12th? No, excuse me, April 15th, 2019. 7 matches. And my overall rating for the show, 3 out of 10. And there you go, folks. That being said, thank you all for watching. It's a natural born thriller, saying peace on the streets. And later on, I'll give you the full results of the Superstar Shakeup, not just for Raw, SmackDown, but also for 205 Live, for NXT, and NXT UK. Take care.